Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, he's back. Connor McDavid signs a new contract with the Oilers without taking a raise. School's out. Alberta teachers strike for the first time in more than 20 years. And thankful for your help. Edmonton's food bank preparing for its busiest Thanksgiving ever.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Fans of the Edmonton Oilers are breathing a sigh of relief tonight. Connor McDavid has signed a contract extension. It's a short-term deal that does not include a pay raise. CTV's Naraman Issa joins us from Ice District this evening. So, Naraman, how much longer will McDavid call Edmonton and Rogers Place home?
Well, Matt, Connor McDavid's going to be an Oiler for at least another 3 seasons. Today, he signed a 2-year, $25 million contract. Now, Oilers general manager Stan Bowman said that contract talks were unique with McDavid. He said that over the past few months, it was more of a conversation instead of intense back and forth negotiations. And he also said that money was not discussed.
That was what Connor wanted. And, it was not like we made a pitch that he should sign for that amount. That was we never had those conversations at all.
McDavid broke the news of his contract extension, writing on social media, "Our journey here continues." Hockey analysts say by McDavid not taking a raise, the team will be able to sign and trade for other players to get the pieces needed to win the Cup after falling short the 2 previous seasons.
And that is someone showing that he's committed to winning a Stanley Cup with the Edmonton Oilers, because like everyone discussed, he could be making upwards of $19 million per year with the way that the CBA is structured, and he's nowhere near that.
Now, some young fans CTV News spoke with were hoping for a longer-term deal. However, they say his leadership speaks volumes.
I think it was a great deal, but personally, I think they should have signed for longer, just not than 2 years, because then after that, if we don't win the Cup, then I think he's going away, and that's going to be a big loss for the Oilers.
It does go show good leadership, help out the team, hopefully get some better players in.
Now, political leaders are also weighing in on the deal. Oilers fan Prime Minister Mark Carney posted, "Crisis averted." And Premier Danielle Smith wrote, "Talk about taking one for the team. Thank you, Connor." Now, the Oilers were busy today. They inked another player as well. Defenseman Jake Wallman has signed a 7-year, $49 million contract extension. Now, the Oilers kick off their season this Wednesday at home. They are hosting the Calgary Flames in a Battle of Alberta. Matt?
All right, Naraman Issa live outside of Rogers Place tonight. Thank you. For the first time in more than 20 years, Alberta teachers are on strike. The Alberta Teachers Association says its members want an agreement that leads to lasting change for future generations. The province responded today by issuing a lockout order. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
We refuse to be back in this same fight 5 or 10 years from now. We're striking to break the cycle.
On the first day of what the ATA calls the largest job action in Alberta's history, President Jason Schilling says the province continues to disrespect the teaching profession.
I've had large classes in the 40s, and it is a struggle day and day in. And you leave the day at the end of the day feeling like you failed.
In a statement to CTV News, Finance Minister Nate Horner calls this a sad day for our province. He says the 2 failed votes tell the government union leadership is lost and has no idea what teachers want. Schilling says while teachers will not receive strike pay, some educational assistants and administrators are working inside shuttered school buildings.
We know the days ahead will not be easy. We also know that we are not alone. This was so evident yesterday.
Teachers won't be walking picket lines during the strike, the ATA opting instead for weekend rallies like ones held on Sunday. Labor Relations Professor Jason Foster says both sides will have to listen to public opinion. He says the disruption will intensify if the strike stretches into a second week.
People, a lot of their contingency plans are for a couple of days here, a couple of days there, and suddenly those contingencies start to fade away.
Foster says all workplaces will start to feel the strain, as parents could be forced to use vacation time, sick days, and unpaid time off to care for their kids.
It's not just those who have kids. It's everybody, I think, in the workplace will feel an impact about it.
The ATA says the province issued a lockout order today that will take effect this Thursday at 1 p.m. Schilling calls the lockout expected, adding the ATA and the province remain in talks. The finance minister is calling on the ATA to seek clarity from its members and bring their specific requests to the table. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Students in Edmonton are concerned about how the strike will affect them.
Feels like they're taking chances with our future.
High school students we spoke with today say they are worried about falling behind in their studies as they prepare for diplomas and post-secondary applications. The province has a free education kit available to help support students' learning while they're out of school, something one student says she's conflicted about.
It kind of feels like I'm undermining teachers, but I don't want to undermine teachers. I want them to be the ones teaching me because they have the experience, they know how to get the job done, and I trust them to carry out my education.
Students are also concerned about how long they will be out of school and how that will impact their social skills. Hope Mission is launching emergency meal and day camp programs for children affected by the teacher strike. It's partnering with Edmonton Catholic Schools to provide lunches at 5 Catholic schools starting at 11 a.m. tomorrow. The mission says the need for these programs is urgent.
In Edmonton alone, we serve about 15,000 school lunches a month. So that's going to 15,000 stomachs.
The 5 Catholic schools taking part are St. Leo's, St. Bernadette, St. Elizabeth, Anne Fitzgerald, and St. Nicholas. Hope Mission will also provide emergency hampers of frozen meals for families on Thursdays at the Tegler Center in the Beverly neighborhood. Arcadia Brewing is giving teachers and staff a pint on the house every day the strike goes on. It's one of several businesses finding ways to show support for teachers. Free meals and workouts are available at various businesses in the Edmonton area. Some psychologists are offering free mental health support. Ground Up Psychology has scheduled several group walk and talk sessions.
I do know, as a former teacher myself, I do know that the teachers, they're not okay. They've been dealing with a lot in the classrooms, and walking away from those children that they support every day is taking its toll on them, and it's been very, very difficult.
We just want to show our solidarity and support to these teachers who are now on strike without pay. So that's a heavy load for them, and Arcadia is all about community for the people, and we want to have the people's back at the moment.
A list of some of the freebies and discounts being offered to teachers is available on our website. Just visit ctvnewsedmonton.ca. Advanced polls open tomorrow for Edmonton's municipal election. Anyone unable to vote Monday, October 20th can cast their ballot early at 12 early polling stations set up around the city. They're open from noon until 8 tomorrow through Saturday. At least one piece of government ID is required. Voters applying for special mail-in ballots should receive them via courier by Wednesday. Because of the Canada Post strike, you are encouraged to return special ballots in person or use a courier at your own expense. You can find the advanced polling station closest to you by visiting the city's website. All right, Josh, well, if the cold weather was a little too much for you this weekend, we're going to get at least one more warm day here in October.
Yeah, and if you thought that was cold this weekend, just wait till the coming weekend. Single-digit daytime highs. 12 degrees for highs Saturday. Sunday, it's 12 degrees downtown Edmonton right now, although we have gotten to 12.5, so 13 will end up as the official high. 10s and 11s off to the west. South and east of the city, 10 degrees as well. Elk Island, and the wind pretty light across the region. 6 degrees this morning, cloudy skies. We had a few sprinkles move through the Edmonton area. No heavy rain, though, and 13 for a high today puts us right on par with average. So, yeah, even though it felt a lot cooler this weekend, it was no worse than typical for the first weekend of October. As Matt says, there is some warmer air coming in, though, for tomorrow. Looks like Thursday, Friday should be fairly warm as well. We'll get to that in a second. First, take a look outside right now. There's the shot from the CTV drone. You can see some breaks starting to develop in the cloud cover. I think there will be more cloud Then clear sky, though, as we head through the rest of this evening and overnight tonight. Should get back to some sunshine tomorrow, though. Here's what's left for precipitation right now off to the northwest. A couple little sprinkles here into parts of northeastern Alberta, and there is your broken cloud in the Edmonton region. But this heavier cloud cover is going to start to slide in from the northwest. I don't think we have to worry about any of these showers for tonight, however. Tomorrow night, late night through the overnight period, you might see some showers. But for this evening, should be just cloudy skies, 8 degrees at 9 p.m. and at midnight. We'll start tomorrow in the 5-degree range with partly cloudy skies and then some increasing cloud late in the day, but a high of about 21 degrees. Another cool down back into the 13-degree range for Wednesday, and then a warm up Thursday, Friday. We'll talk about that and the big cool down for the weekend in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, Helping the Hungry, a new campaign trying to ensure everyone gets a meal on Thanksgiving.
So we know the need is great in our community. We know people are struggling.
Tuesday on your morning Thanksgiving on a budget, how to feed your flock without paying a premium. Plus, our City Hall reporter is here to help you make an informed choice during the upcoming civic election.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Premier Danielle Smith will hold a news conference tomorrow to discuss her meeting with the Prime Minister this afternoon. She briefly spoke to reporters in Montreal this morning about building a new pipeline.
I think it's the Prime Minister's job to show some courage in showing leadership on this. We're not going to be a G7 leader, and we're not going to be an energy superpower without the federal government making some decisions to build things again.
Last week, Smith committed $14 million to early planning work for a pipeline to the West Coast. So far, no private companies have stepped up. BC Premier David Eby says Canada is better served focusing on real projects. Smith hopes Ottawa can get involved. Tomorrow's news conference is at 8 a.m. A hot tub repairman accused of defrauding dozens of people has pleaded guilty. Kenneth David Nichols pleaded guilty to fraud over $5,000 and theft over $5,000. He's accused of taking deposits from customers and then cutting off communication and not issuing any refunds or services already paid for. One victim says she's pleased to see Nichols is being held accountable.
Our main concern is he's brought to justice and pays for his crimes and for all the defrauding he did to so many people.
Food bank volunteers are trying to ensure everyone gets a warm... Nichols will be sentenced later this month. All right, now to the food bank. Food bank volunteers are trying to ensure everyone gets a warm meal during what's expected to be its busiest Thanksgiving ever. This year, a local company is hoping to boost the campaign's power. CTV's Merrick DeCash explains.
We have turkeys, stuffing, cranberries, and everything else that goes with a meal.
Edmonton's food bank is getting ready for one of its biggest weekends of the year. With Thanksgiving coming up, hundreds of volunteers are lending a helping hand, including Mel Parkinson, who's been pitching in for more than 3.5 years.
We're doing an excellent job. Sometimes we run a little low on food, but whatever. We make the best of what we got.
The food bank is helping roughly 2,000 more people this Thanksgiving compared to last year. It's also serving more than 43,000 people a month through its hamper program.
So we know the need is great in our community. We know people are struggling.
The organization's executive director says in the last 5 years, the number of people relying on Edmonton's food bank has nearly doubled.
Plus close to 500,000 meals and snacks through our member agencies. So that's Hope Mission, Bissell, Boyle Street. All those groups that are serving their festive meals are accessing food from our warehouse.
EPCOR is also helping, vowing to match financial contributions ahead of Thanksgiving up to $25,000.
We're really pleased that EPCOR has stepped up. Their staff teams come and volunteer with us, and of course they're doing food drives arrives at all their EPCOR facilities as well for us.
Volunteers are hoping to stuff these hampers with as much local and fresh produce as possible.
Some people get potatoes right from somebody's garden, those carrots from people's gardens.
Donations can be dropped off at the food bank, fire stations, and grocery stores across the city. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Veteran punk rockers, the Offspring, are coming to Edmonton. The band and special guest Bad Religion will play Rogers Place January 30th. Edmonton is one of 15 Canadian stops on the band's upcoming North American tour. Pre-sale tickets will be available starting tomorrow. General tickets will go on sale Friday. The Toronto Blue Jays are off to a hot start during the postseason. Local fans can cheer them on in a very fitting spot. The Edmonton Riverhawks are hosting watch parties at Remax Field as long as the Jays remain in the MLB playoffs. They're happening inside in the Hawks Lounge. Admission is free, although food and drinks will cost you. The Hawks head coach says it's a special time for Canadian baseball fans.
It doesn't always feel like we're just playing to win baseball games. It feels like it's Canada versus the U.S. in a lot of time, and with how strong that they've been this year, it's really fun to rally around them and get connected to the game of baseball.
The Jays dominated the first two games of the American League Division Series against the New York Yankees. Game 3 is tomorrow evening at 6. If you're heading to Remax, the door is open an hour before the opening pitch, and seating is first come, first serve. Still to come tonight on CTV News, the rehiring process. A Canadian hardware chain that closed earlier this year, looking for new employees.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
I got to try the corn cannon. A month of family activities has started at a farm north of Edmonton. The Haunted Pumpkin Festival is underway. Prairie Gardens Adventure Farm has welcomed fall visitors for the past 30 years. This year, people can try the pumpkin cannon, walk through mazes, check out a haunted farmhouse, pick their own pumpkins, and of course, just enjoy good old-fashioned farm life.
There's a thing about wanting to come back and see the joy. A lot of urbanites don't get out of the city much, and this is an experience to come out and see this many people having so much joy.
The Haunted Pumpkin Festival is open every weekend and will be open on Thanksgiving Monday, and kids wearing a costume can get in free on Halloween. Really hope that that corn cannon is not pointed towards the parking lot, Josh. Could you imagine you're just getting out of the car with your family and a cob of corn comes flying through the windshield?
It's like parking next to the driving range when you're out there.
It's like parking behind the driving range when I'm out there. That's how bad it is.
Take a look outside right now at the River Valley Skycam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. 12 degrees and mostly cloudy skies. 13 for your daytime high today. 13 right now in Calgary and Banff. Look at Fort McMurray, though. 5 degrees. A lot warmer in Grand Prairie. 16 this afternoon. We'll see a big warm-up through tomorrow, and then a brief cool-down, then another warm-up, then it cools down again. The undulating temperature pattern over the next little while. There's your scattered showers, southwest of Fort McMurray, south and east of Grand Prairie, mostly cloudy skies through the Edmonton region. You had a big area of cool air over the last couple of days that's starting to move off to the east, some warmer air to the west. Watch how that kind of ripples through a little bit tomorrow. There's your cool down for Wednesday, and there's the return of some warmer air for Thursday, Friday, which I don't think it's as warm Thursday, Friday as it will be tomorrow. Tomorrow should get to about 21, maybe 22. I think we'll be in the high teens, maybe a shot at touching 20 Thursday or Friday. This is what's coming for the weekend, though. Big upper trough. And that cold air will come funneling in, and it will be cool enough in the mid and upper levels to support snow as opposed to rain. So I've got a good chance of some showers on Saturday and the chance of some wet snow Saturday night. Even for the Edmonton area, I think almost guaranteed to see some snow in western Alberta here over the next couple of days. We've already had snow in through the mountain parks this past weekend. There's your low pressure system. That'll kick in some warm air out ahead of it for tomorrow. So there's your warm up tomorrow. Here's the cold front. That'll set off showers across western and northwestern Alberta tomorrow afternoon. Slight chance for the Edmonton area late tomorrow night or through the overnight period, although it really looks like most, probably all of that avoids the city. There's some snow back to the west through the course of the day Wednesday, and there's the cool down that slides in briefly for Wednesday afternoon here in the city. Around the 0 mark for northeastern Alberta. 1's Lloydminster Coronation should be in the 5-degree range in Edmonton, at about 6 degrees tomorrow morning in Grand Prairie. You'll get back to about 16, 17 in through the Peace Country. Cloudy skies there. Big warm up for Fort McMurray, 17 degrees tomorrow. And you'll be around or into the low 20s in the rest of northeastern Alberta. Close to 20 for Lloydminster, low 20s, Coronation, Red Deer, and about 17 tomorrow afternoon in Jasper. Here in the city, 5 degrees tomorrow morning. We keep the clouds through this evening and overnight. Tonight, 17 by lunchtime tomorrow. So a handful of degrees above average by noon, and up to about 21 tomorrow afternoon with a little bit of a breeze out of the south at about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Slight chance of a shower late tomorrow night. Maybe even through the overnight period, if anything at all. Back to 13 Wednesday. Mid to high teens for Thursday, Friday with some sunshine, and then, showers likely for Saturday. Chance of some wet snow Saturday night. And look at Sunday, Monday. Single-digit daytime highs. And mornings, 3 to 5 degrees below 0.
All right, Josh, thank you. Months after closing dozens of stores across Canada, Peavey Mart is hiring as it looks to make a comeback. The Canadian hardware chain has new owners, a numbered investment group. It says it's opening locations in Spruce Grove, Westlock, Camrose, and Macomb sometime this fall. Its distribution hub is located in Red Deer County. A number of jobs are posted online. Peavey Mart filed for creditor protection and closed 90 stores nationwide earlier this year. The new owner secured the naming rights and associated intellectual property back in April. When we return, powwow poster. The Calgary Stampede reveals its new artwork for next summer's event.
My opinion, she captured it a lot better than the photo.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, public safety is proving to be a top issue for Edmontonians this election campaign. CTV's Jeremy Thompson talks with the leading mayoral candidates about crime and disorder in the city and whether they think it's an issue, and if so, what should be done about it. That story and more tonight on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. The Calgary Stampede has unveiled next year's poster. Daniel Epps' piece, When the Grass Dances, has been chosen as the official poster. It's a portrait of grass dancer Tyrone Sitting Eagle from a powwow earlier this year. The 22-year-old artist says she wanted to honor the vibrancy of powwow traditions and intergenerational connections that continue to link communities to the Stampede. Epps says she got the idea when she first attended the Stampede 3 years ago.
It also means that more people can see how powwow and how the grass dancing touched me in the beginning. The Stampede really makes you feel like a Calgarian and makes you feel at home. And so I want people to experience that.
The 2026 Calgary Stampede runs from July 3rd to 12th next year. That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.